Hello, my friends. It's been a little bit since you've heard from me. That's because I have real-life obligations, but, you know, I can always make a little bit of time for some good old Twitter content. I don't know if you noticed, but, by my morning voice, but I did literally just wake up, as per usual. Uh, yeah. Uh, Actually, I guess it's not Twitter content, it's X now. I'm not calling it X, it's still Twitter. Anyways, we have some new announcements. Awesome. New IDs. Uh, Notice on delay to upcoming content. Sounds fantastic. And then, upcoming communication policy changes. Naturally, and then there's the update patch notes. Naturally, I've not read anything. But let's get started. I have not, touched LIMBUS for a while, so, I mean, hey. Things could get a little hairy with some of the analysis, because it's been a little bit, but I'm, obviously I always do my best. But we'll see what happens. We got, new Zwei IDs. How exciting. Surely they won't be terrible. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So, we got Gregor. He is full slash. Alright, neat. Full slash, and then he supports Liger domain. Look at that. Awesome. So he's probably going to be viable. That's great. He supports Liger domain. Look at that. Reminder that these notices are all showing Uptie 4 stats, so just make sure you remember. I wish that they showed them at Uptie 3, because that's what 90% of the player base will have him at. But, at Uptie 4, it's a little bit strange, but it is what it is. So, Uptie 4, we have, 2 coins, 4 coins, 3 coins, good coin spread. Start here. On use, gain defense level up. Clash lose, gain shield by X times defense level up on self. Okay. Clash lose, gain defense level up next turn. And then on hit, gain haste next turn. Extremely strange skill. Extremely weird. I don't know. I mean, okay. The thing is, like, the point is, like, I don't want to get hit in the first place. Like, that's generally the best strategy, is, like, I don't want to get hit in the first place. So I'd rather just hit you with 2 coins than lose a clash with 1 coin. Like, I see the idea is that you would lose the clash with the first coin to get all of these effects, and then win the clash with the second coin, so that you could still get the haste, I guess. But it's like, okay, the thing is, it's not like, this is like the disadvantage of LIMBUS combat versus Library of Ruina combat, right? Like, you would not be able to lose the first coin. Like, in Library of Ruina, if you lost the first die, you would get hit, and you could actually make use of the shield and stuff. And the defense level up. Like, you can make use of this, right? If you got hit by the first one, but then let's say it was like a 1 coin skill, right? You would lose the clash here, but you would hit this unopposed, right? The last die would go unopposed, and you could get this haste. But in Limbus, it's not like that, which is really weird, because now if you lose this clash, but then win this clash, then this not the whole thing, but this part gets completely wasted, because defense level up this turn. Again, this is assuming that it's 1 attack. I suppose if you're getting hit by multiple enemies at the same time, then it could work. But, I'm just saying, like, just in the most common use case scenario, it's a little awkward. So I don't know. And as per usual, I'm always against on clash lose effects because like I would just rather not be playing to lose clashes. I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's unavoidable. Like especially if you're tank ID, sometimes it's just unavoidable. Like Rhino, you just like want to lose clashes with him sometimes because you know, uh, because his skills are not stellar at clashing. Sometimes, especially against like late floor mirror dungeon hard and enemies, MD2H enemies. He's not fantastic at clashing with them. So, you know, but that's what defense skill is for. Like, I don't want to be clash losing when I could just use defense skill, right? Or you could just use an ego or something. I don't know. Again, strange. And then we have 4 coin skill 2. Again, there's no way this could be, good. You know, I actually, dude, th again, there are some strange, and I don't want to say I don't want to say anything inflammatory, but there are some bizarre takes on some of the Limbus Company discords, bro. Do not, bro. Do not trust people on there. They are the strangest people when it comes to their takes and opinions on the game and the game balance. Uh there was someone who was like on the Beach Sinclair, on the Molar Sinclair, they were like, yeah dude, his skill 1 sucks. If they hold on, okay, excuse me while I have a very intrusive tangent. Uh but I just need to get this off my chest. Okay. So this coin power plus Y, we know that this is a base 2 and then the coins are plus 1, you know, plus 1 by 4. Which totals up to what? Like this totals up to 6, and this Y is a plus 1, right? So it's like, you know, not the greatest thing in the world, uh obviously. So people in the in some Discord server were like, yeah man, I really wish that that Sinclair had a like he would be fixed if this coin power plus 1 was turned into a coin power plus 2. Dude, absolutely idiotic take for the by the way. Because I don't know if you consider the fact that, you know, he has a insane base power here. Like 2 plus 1 by 4. Let's say this is 2 plus 2 by 4, right? Sure, the max coin power is the max coin power is 10, right? The max coin power is 10 because it's just 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, right? So the max coin power is 10. So you look at it, you're like, wow, it's still pretty average for clashing. Have you considered the fact that if you add up all of the coin power, like the base coin power, it's 4, like when you're hitting an enemy unopposed, right? Because the odds are you're not gonna try and clash with this. That's the idea. If you're hitting an enemy unopposed, it's 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus plus 10, right? That is, what is that, 28? That is a total base power 28. 28 is a ludicrous number. For the most part, like 28 is a ludicrous number. And if this person was like, yeah, bro, they should just buff it a plus 2. That would make him viable. No, dude, that would make him broken beyond belief. Like, yeah, okay, because they're just focused on the coin power. They're like, yeah, dude, if they made the coin power plus 2, it would make him actually good. Yeah, it would make him disgustingly overpowered. Because yeah, the coin power, instead of max of 10, it would go coin power plus, it would be max coin power 14, right? We'll put the 14 like down here, right? It would be coin power 14, which for clashing is pretty good. But then you have to consider that this turns into a 5 because each of these are now worth 3, so it goes into a 5 plus 8 plus 11 plus 14 skill. And it's like, dude, are you shitting me? Like, you're really gonna see, what is this? This is, 19, 28, 38? Awesome, by the way. Yeah, 38. I did not mean to put the 8 first. 38. Yeah, really intelligent, balancing decision, guys. Yeah, 38 base power, skill 1. Awesome. uh, awesome. So, for the record, 38 is like skill 3s. like better than a lot of skill 3s in the game is 38. Like vastly better than the majority of skill 3s in the game. So, you know, not the most intelligent take, but the point I'm trying to get at here is that 4 coin skills are always going to have low power. Not to be like, they have to have low power because the total, everyone always is fixated on the clashing power. They're always like, yeah, dude, you know, if it had better clashing power, you know, this would be awesome, right? But you're not considering the fact that the total base power goes up an absurd amount if you have a lot of coins and you buff the coin power. So you have to be very, very careful with the coin power, because the base power will go up drastically if you buff the coin power. So they have to make the numbers low, right? That's when I say like, oh, well, it can't be good. That's what I'm referring to, right? Like, the clashing power always will have to be low, in order for it to be, you know, in order for it to be decent, or like, you know, in order for it to be not ludicrous, right? That's what I mean. So when you see 4 coins, just remember to yourself, the values have to be low, in order for it to be balanced, right? So anyways, on use, gain defense level up. Sure. Gain aggro. Love to see aggro, on a tank, obviously. At X defense level up, gain Y clash power. See, okay, there's a big difference. They figured it out. They figured it out how to make they figured out how to make a 4 coin skill good without making it disgustingly game breaking. Clash power, right? So this does not affect the total power. This does not affect the total base power of the skill. It's not like Molar Sinclair, where if they were to buff the coin power, it would make it disgustingly game breaking overpowered. This is the solution. You give them clash power, but do not give them coin power, right? Because clash power does not translate into damage on the damage rules, obviously, right? So the base power of the skill does not change, but the clashing capability goes up drastically, which is excellent. Very fantastic. I love this. So let's say this is like 4 plus 1 by 4 or something, right? Like, I don't know, like something disgusting for damage, like really bad for damage. That says 4 plus 4. Let's say this is like 4 plus 1 by 4 or something in terms of damage. That's like probably what it would be, like 4 plus 1 by 4 or something around there. Like maybe it's 5 plus 1 by 4 or something, right? But the clash power would be higher, is my point, right? On hit, gain defense level up. At X plus defense level up, deal bonus damage. I mean, sure. I don't, obviously this ID is not being used for damage. It's very clear this is a tank ID. It's very clear that generally Gregor is a tank. Not like a bulky tank. His IDs kind of lean towards like a drain tank, like a very it's a very unorthodox playstyle in this game, because the mentality is just don't get hit, or if you have to get hit, then the hit is going to be so big that, like, either priority 1 is don't get hit, because you want to be winning the clashes in the first place. So priority 1 is don't get hit, and then second down the line is if you do have to get hit, chances are the clash is so impossible to win that the hit is going to be crippling. So you have to use, like, you want to use a tank that has a bunch of HP and good resistance to the damage type, right? Gregor kind of has an issue where, like, you know, his tank IDs, And by tank IDs, I'm mostly referring to G Corp. But I mean, base does have like some lifesteal capabilities, but we're not using base Gregor, because he sucks ass. So we're mostly talking about G Corp Gregor. And G Corp Gregor has like no good health. He has like not very good health. Again, I have to. I still have to look at Uptype 3. Uptype 3 level 30 stats. Because that's what I'm used to, that's what I memorized. 134 is not the greatest thing in the world, and his stagger thresholds are really unforgiving. Like, as soon as he gets sneezed on, this guy is gonna get staggered, which sucks. So, you know, hopefully, you know, this guy is different. He has, like, good HP and stuff for an actual tank. But you know, we're not really using him for damage, obviously, is what I'm getting. Although this skill, with 4 coins, the base total base power could be good, but you know, I'm not banking on it. And then Guardian, skill 3. Isn't this like a isn't this a Library of Runa card? On use, apply defense power up, defense level up to all allies. Defense power up is pretty dog shit. We don't care about this at all, pretty much. I mean, it could be, okay, this could be used for like evade strategies, because defense power up does boost your evade power. So there could be some there genuinely could be like a cheese strategy for farming ego resources with defense power up, because I don't know how many of you guys know this, but there's I've been abusing it. There's you know how in Uptype 4 everyone's defensive skill gets like a sin resonance, a sin attribute. Evade skills get a sin attribute, and every time you use them you get a sin resource for that attribute, right? Obviously. But if you're like in Mirror Dungeon and you have like only evades, if you have only evades on all your sinners, and the enemies are like really bad, the enemies are like really bad, not bad as in like terrifyingly strong, but bad as in like genuinely they stand no chance, right? You can just use evade over and over every single turn to spam farm ego resources infinitely, right? And this could technically be helpful for doing that strategy against slightly harder enemies, but besides that very niche scenario, defense power up is not very useful. Defense level up is nice to have, but defense level up is also not the greatest thing. Like, it's to all allies. If you have a tank, chances are the only person who you want to take damage is the tank. So defense level up is only really useful on the tank, because on everyone else you're going to be trying not to lose clash with, so this is not going to get used that very much either. So it's kind of a gimmick more than anything else. Coin power plus X per Y defense level up. That's very nice. I like to see that. At X defense level up, deal damage. Okay, I like this. I like this. And then, you know, because both of these go hand in hand. So you can try and trigger both of these at the same time, which is very nice. Very good, very good. The only way to get defense level up next turn is like seemingly through here, and then like clash lose. But again, I've already gone over. We don't care about clash lose. So it's mostly going to be just from his skill 2. It is what it is. We'll see what the values are. And then apply defense level up to all allies next turn. You could probably play around this a little bit. That's like semi-useful. Turns all of your IDs into semi-tanks, maybe. But, you know, I mean, it's easier to play around than this. But it hinges on his speed. Like, obviously, we want him to go fast. We want him to go first so we can do this faster, because this is on use. Obviously, so we want him to use the skill first before everyone else. Weird. Just weird overall. There needs to be a lot of things that go right. First of all, he needs to have good speed. I'm not asking for excellent speed, but I'm asking for, like, you know, 4 to 7. or something, like, you know, like above average enough that he could reasonably go faster than a lot of your teammates consistently. So I'm asking for like 4 to 7 speed. He needs to have good health and not terrible stagger bars. You know, the model case of this is like Rhino and Kong Lu. Like, they have extremely good HP pools, and their stagger bars are pretty much non-existent. Like, they hardly ever come up. And then, you know, what else? Oh, he needs to have a resistance to blunt damage. Another main problem with G. Gregor is that he's tanking for damage that we don't really care about, and he's fatal to damage that we do care about. The reason I say this is because, look, he's fatal to blunt. Blunt damage is, like, the scariest thing in this game. Not for any particular reason, besides the fact that all of the meta IDs are fatal to blunt. Spice Bushy's song is fatal to blunt. Gripper Faust is, she's ineffective to blunt, so she's pretty nice to have, but she's not a tank. W Don, fatal to blunt. Chef Ryoshu's normal to blunt, so that's kind of nice. And then, what else? Oh, Ting Tang, fatal to blunt. Rabbit, fatal to blunt. Reindeer is ineffective to blunt, which is nice. Newly, because of Uptie 4, we now have ineffective to blunt on our main team, which is cool. Like to see that. I don't know what Rose Spanner Rogia is. Oh, she's normal to blunt. Sinclair, I think, is normal. Oh, he's ineffective, which is cool. And then Otis, we don't really use Otis in battle, but, you know, all of your main damage dealers, Rabbit, Ting Tang, Don Quixote, and Spice Bush. And then, you know, you don't really, if you're tanking, you'd rather be ineffective than normal to blunt. So normal to blunt is, like, also not the greatest thing in the world. Like, Chef normal to blunt is like, I'd rather not be normal to blunt either. So, you know, tanks who are ineffective to blunt are very valuable. That's why Rhino's so good, because he is an absurd health pool, good status bar, or not status, stagger bar, and he's ineffective to blunt. Very nice. Kong Lu, not as nice, but obviously he has, like, infinite HP, so it doesn't matter as much for him. He has, like, functionally infinite health. But I'd rather Gregor. I want him, like, 4 to 7 speed, good HP, good stagger bar, and then ineffective to blunt would be, like, you know, how I would see this ID working as a usable tank. Because otherwise, he's going to be overshadowed by Rhino Mersault as a tank. Like, if you're going to bring a tank, if he does not have all those things bare minimum, I'd say he's going to be overshadowed by Rhino Mersault, because Rhino just has a better niche. Like, Rhino has a very solid niche. And it's going to be a lot. It's going to take a lot in order for this ID to overcome Rhino's, like stranglehold on the niche. So anyways, defense skill, gain shield by defense level up. Unused gain aggro, pretty standard defense skill. He does get a bonus shield. Like, his shield does get a small bonus if he has defense level up. So, I guess if you chain skill 2 into defense skill, it works. I don't know. If targeted by 2 or more attacks at the start of the combat phase, gain defense level up. Okay, so this definitely very much helps. Targeted by 2 or more attacks is a little bit annoying to try and get, unless you already have aggro. It's very inconsistent. And again, he needs good speed in order to intercept attacks. Like, in order to redirect clashes to himself, he needs good speed. So that he can ensure 2 or more attacks. So, whatever. But, this definitely helps. Defense level up turbo, seeming pretty good. At X percent HP at the start of the combat phase, gain defense level up. Sure. Just ways for him to get defense level up. Seems like a very good passive overall. I could see the first part especially coming in handy if you can get a lot of aggro, and if he has good speed, he can probably be getting defense level up almost every turn. But we'll see. One ally with highest HP targeted for 2 or more attacks gain defense level up. Not the greatest passive. Again, Gregor's support passives has a lot of competition. Mostly because of, I mean, he has a lot of good support passives. Like, a lot of good support passives. Base Gregor support passive is good. Just healing for 5, very good. Liu Gregor support passive is nichely very good. I highlighted his in combat passive by accident, but this is the it's the same thing. Liu Gregor support passive, nichely fantastic. Nichely absurdly fantastic. G Gregor support passive, extremely good. Bistro Gregor support passive, pretty good. People sleep on this one, especially. It's pretty much the same. It's the same as Sinner Gregor, but it's on Lust instead of Gloom. And then Rose Banner Gregor, you know, it's whatever. But he has a lot of competition for support passives. I don't know if this one would make the cut over the other ones. I'd probably say no. So overall rating, I mean, Gregor does not have much competition, for the most part. I'd say ID rating in a vacuum, probably like a 7, I'd say. Probably pretty good as a tank. No matter what his resistances are, as long as he's not fatal to blunt, which would be tragic. He just needs to be not fatal to blunt. If I'm assuming that's the case, if he's not fatal to blunt and he's like assuming everything else that I've said like needs to happen, he'd probably be like a 7 for a tank. Like, you could use him, but there's better options as a tank, probably. And you know, meta rating, I'd say probably like a 5. Like, I don't know, it depends on the meta. Because these two IDs have really, really good support passives, so it would be hard for him to find a niche there. And then in combat, I feel like Rhino's probably just better. So, you know, I'd say, you know, maybe he could find a niche somewhere, but I'd say the odds are like wishy-washy for him, for the most part. And then Zwei Faust. This video is probably gonna be super long, bro. I feel like I've been talking forever, bro. Whatever. That was okay, whatever. Zwei Faust. Patrolling. Okay, so we have, Pierce and then slash. Sure. Sin Spread. Remarkably similar to, LobCorp Faust. It's just the skill 2 and skill 3 are swapped. Sure. Yeah, whatever. Pretty good. It fuels Fluid Sac on its own, which is, you know, pretty decent. It seems pretty decent, because I don't know, I'm sure you know, Fluid Sac is probably a decent, pretty decent ego. You know, not the best in the game, Smile. It's probably the best ego in the game. So being able to fully support it on the Sinner that uses it is pretty damn good. On use, gain aggro, sure. Clash lose defense level up. We've gone over this song and dance already. I don't really have to say anything there. Apply X defense level up to ally with lowest HP percentage. At X defense level up, clash power increased. Alright, so same thing with Gregor. Again, same song and dance. I don't have to say much here. On hit, gain defense, a lot of defense level up. Alright, that's pretty neat. Her defense level up gain is better than Gregor's, probably, unless this actual X number is worse. We'll have to see. At X plus defense level up, coin power plus Y. Clash win, heal. See, coin power plus Y is not as exciting when you're a 2 coin skill 3. But it probably could still be decent. Clash win, heal. Sure, whatever. Apply X haste and defense level up next turn. to the ally with the lowest health percentage. Okay, if the ally is Zwei, Fixer, apply an additional haste and defense level up. So you're obviously meant to use her with Gregor, but, I mean, okay, I don't know if I would use her. We'll have to see, but, like, I don't think you, okay, having 2 out of your 5 slots in combat be for tanks is a little bit too much for me. It's too much. You do not need 2 tanks. You only really need 1 tank, per combat. So making 2/5 of your team, 40% of your team is just tanks. That's too much. You're not doing enough damage at that point, I think. So, you know, you'd bring one or the other. Gregor has less important IDs. Faust has actually good things to be doing. Like, she has actually good things to be doing. Gregor does not have that much to be doing besides tanking, so his tank ID actually is fine because he doesn't have better things to be doing than tanking, right? Like, that's also why I don't really use Kong Lu that much. Like, I recognize he's good, but Hong Lu has better things to be doing than tanking, generally. So, you know, I still don't really use him that much because he has better things to be doing. Faust has better things to be doing, besides tanking. She has some good IDs, obviously. These 3 are all usable. I'm assuming, obviously, Warp Corp Faust is up tie 4, but all of these IDs are very usable. So she has better things to be doing than being a tank. So, yeah, yeah. Honestly, I don't know. Probably not for me. Gain aggro on skill 1 is pretty neat, though. And she gains aggro, obviously, on her guard skill, which is nice, so the tank has guard. Or has aggro. Very nice. Bare minimum, basically, for being a tank. So cool. Start a combat phase, apply defense level up to 2 allies adjacent to this unit on the dashboard. Adjacent to this unit is just weird, bro. You see it on G-Corp Otis, too. Like, adjacent to this unit on the dashboard is just strange. Not consistent. I don't really like it. Not specifically this passive, but, like, adjacent to this unit passive is, like, just weird, bro. And not consistent, so, whatever. If target's HP is below, thing, apply additional, defense level up. Sure. Whatever, I guess. I guess she can give more defense level up. Whatever. At the start of the combat phase, apply defense level up to ally with lowest HP. If target's HP is below percentage, apply additional defense level up. Decent support passive, but again, defense level up is only ever going to be useful on people who you want to get hit, which is, like, just Rhino, and maybe Kong Lu if you swing that way. Like, besides that, it's a very low-value passive. Like, defense level up is a very low-value debuff, or buff in the first place. I'd say as an ID, on her own, she probably functions. She's probably, like, a 6 or something. Like, on her own, she probably functions fine. Especially if you use her with Zwei Gregor, probably pretty good. Don't use a full Zwei team. I swear to God. I mean, people are going to do it because it's funny. And, like, it's in theme and stuff. Like, people are going to use her with, like, Zwei, Sinclair, and Rogia. Just don't, bro. It's, like, not good. Genuinely, don't. We're lucky. We're lucky that these aren't poise IDs, honestly. Apparently, we're lucky that these aren't poise IDs. But, yeah. You know, on her own, in a vacuum, she probably functions fine, as a tank. Again, assuming the same things with Gregor about resistances and HP and speed and whatnot. Meta relevance, I'd say probably like a 2 or a 3. You know, I mean, the only thing she has going for her is the fact that she can support Fluid Sac, pretty much, because, again, she has better things to be doing than tanking. So, probably like a 2 or a 3 meta relevance. Anyways, Let's delay on upcoming content. Greeting, it's Project Moon. Regrettably, we'd like to inform you the upcoming Railway and Kanto 5 update has been delayed. Oh well. Oh well. Due to recent issues following our established roadmap became difficult. Recent issues. Yeah, no kidding. Our update schedule has been adjusted. Apologize for the delays. It's fine. I don't care if it gets delayed as long as it's good. Notify you with the new roadmap. Sure, following our information we're able to provide at the moment. Aim to release Refraction Railway Line 2 within September. So when I'm going to be, like, in school. Probably not going to remain a top 10 Limbus player at that point, because I don't have time to burn. Or as much time to burn. That really blows. I guess the no-life Japanese players are going to take over me there. Oh well, we'll see what happens. Aim to release Kanto 5 within November. I don't care about Kanto 5, personally. You know, I don't care that much for the story chapters. You can release them whenever you want. I don't care. As soon as our developmental progress is stabilized, we'll update the roadmap. Yeah, no problem. As long as it's good quality, I don't care about waiting. This is just, you know, a shame. That's a shame. For me personally, but you know, we'll see. Project Moon, policy changes regarding in-game issues, sure. Communication policy changes, rather. Many managers have felt a great degree of frustration and confusion, lack of proper communication regarding issues. Very true, bro. They have been like, there's been like shadow patches and stuff in the game. Like, I don't understand. Why are they like, sometimes they're just like shadow patching the game. It's like very strange. I don't know why. Like, they just like add things and change things without saying it in the patch notes sometimes. It's like odd. But sure. No longer cause confusion. Standardized notice policies. Communicate with us using the support email. Okay. Well, unable to provide a direct reply, constantly monitoring. Okay. Sure, and then we got the actual... Okay, here we go. We can probably breeze through this for the most part. Monday, scheduled update notice. From now on, content updates will be shared via notice on Monday. Okay, love this. Prior to this, content update notices were posted on Fridays, which led to confusion and frustration. True! Going forward, we'll be responding over the same week they're posted. Awesome! No more speculating on when these are good. Excuse me. Excuse me. No more speculating on when these are going to come out. Awesome. I hope this is the same for everything else. Same day response to in-game issues. You know, serious in-game issues. Fatal bugs, mislabeling issues. We will make sure to respond and notify our players of them the same day. Sure. I mean, usually they've been doing that already, so I guess this is just an announcement of now we're officially going to be doing it. But they've been doing it same day for a while. Adjust responses to updated content's difficulty. If there are any issues regarding difficulty, we will provide official responses to them on Monday. Sure. It would be difficult to provide a same-day response. True. It would take some time to players to experience the content for us to accurately assess how the updates received. When I said true like 10 seconds ago, this is what I mean. True. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, you should not just insta-patch. You should not, like, hotfix, nerf, and buff things. Especially way too soon, because a lot of the time, the players are wrong, bro. A lot of the time, especially the most vocal players, it's always going to be the vocal minority. It is always going to be the vocal minority, and a lot of the time, the vocal minority is stupid. Like, really stupid. Because they're just actually actual idiots. So do not listen to them. Do not listen to them about game balance. They are not game designers. Do not let the community tell you how to make your game. Terrible decision. To Take our time to properly assess issues regarding difficulty, balance, blah blah blah. Sure, yeah. Unable to provide immediate solution, will notify you that we recognize the issue. Alright, yeah, sure. Aim to improve our communication with our managers with the 3 points in mind. And then, you know, support email. Sure. And then the actual update notice. New gotcha. Representation emitter coin effect adjusted. Thread spinning tier 1 to... Okay, we'll look at tier 3 and tier 4 because 1 and 2 does not really matter. Heal 10 for 4 allies and then heal 12 for 4 allies. I mean, it's something, but it's not fantastic. Obviously, it's something. I mean, it's something. But I'm not like jumping out of my seat at that buff. I'm not like you know, dancing around to seeing that buff. So fix an issue where under certain conditions defensive skills would not disappear on the next turn. I think yeah, that does happen to me actually. I didn't really think it was a bug, I just thought it was weird, but yeah, I guess it is a bug. Fix an issue where Heathcliff's Smackdown did not activate Tremor, sure. Fix an labeling issue, sure. What does this say? If 4 surviving units on this team, including this unit from Encore coin power +1 instead of final power +1. Oh, I did hear about this. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty big labeling issue. That's a pretty damn big labeling issue, huh? Yeah, okay, I did hear about that. Yeah, it does make him drastically better. Fixed an issue where, LCB Center Mersault skill 3. Okay. LCB Center Mersault, like, who Omega Lol using that? EN build only. Fixed an issue where Soda Ego Corrosion skill displayed a duplicate of Ego Resource Amp icon. Sure. Fixed a UI issue when viewing Refraction Railway Line 1 record. Okay. Fixed an issue where the passive description for main story 4248 boss did not unlock properly. Yeah, sure. Fixed an issue where UI elements would not align properly upon earning large quantities of Battle Pass XP. Okay, fixed an issue where even after swapping out certain skills in Mirror Dungeon SWAT, they would continue to appear. That's funny. Fixed an issue where certain boss enemies' conditional damage buffs did not apply. Effective boss skills, electric load, electric release. I'm assuming this is all just Centipede. I don't know them by name, bro. Like, you can't expect me to know the boss attacks by name. And then Lunacy Comp, and that's it, I believe. So overall, pretty decent patch. Pretty kind of inoffensive for the most part. Inoffensive patch. Obviously, you know, Gregor and Faust exciting, but not like insanely good. Obviously, I'm a Gregor fan, so I'm excited. I'm excited for the new Gregor, for sure. I think he looks pretty neat. He looks pretty good. Another ID for his toolbox where there's still probably not going to be one clear winner for his IDs. Which is, you know, neat, but that just means he doesn't have anything broken overpowered to make him actually meta, which is a little disappointing, but whatever. Pretty inoffensive ID. And then same with Faust, pretty inoffensive ID. Just another filler banner, seems like, for the most part. Although, you know, Gregor's art looks good. And then the delay, again, kind of hairy for me, personally. You know, pretty hairy for me, personally. But, again, like, I don't really care. Too much as long as it's good, but it's going to be, you know, it is going to be a hard, one to stay, to stay in the, low turning scene if I can't have multiple hours on end to be resetting and labbing strategies. So, you know, But, I mean, the rate of evolution of me discovering, like, strategies has grown very, very fast compared to line 1. Like, I'm way more skilled now at the game. I'm way more skilled now than I was at line 1. So, I definitely will be able to find good strategies, like, within a, a fraction of the amount of time that it would have taken me in line 1. Because in line 1, like, bro, looking back, like, I was a bumbling buffoon, bro, let me tell you. But now I'm, like, actually kind of decent, and I know what I'm looking for, and I know what IDs are good and what aren't. I know how to utilize the meta and stuff like that a lot more than I did before. So, you know, maybe Copium, maybe that'll help me, but you know, maybe I'll have to take a backseat for this one because of the timing is a little awkward with schooling and whatnot. And then, you know, the increased communication is fine, I guess. You know, and then the patch notes are inoffensive. Representation emitter buff? Where's the... Oh, it's like over here. Yeah, representation emitter buff? No way! Yeah, I mean, it's like still worse than fluid sac. I don't know what else to say. It's still worse than fluid sac. It's a little too late, I think. It's too little, too late. I think, and emphasis on the too little. I think fluid sac is just vastly better. Especially if you have it at uptime 4, because fluid sac at uptime 4, oh my god, dude, that thing is a sanity generating machine. So anyways, yeah. That's gonna do it. You know, final announcements. You know, if you're wondering where I've been, I'm alive. I just have, again, things going on in my life. I have, like, final exams. That's why there's been no streams. I'll probably I'll be, streaming, like, later this week sometime because my finals are ending, around the midweek area. Maybe I could try and bang them out sooner, but we'll see what happens. I mean, personally, I'm gonna try and get them all done, like, in one day, like today, so that I don't have to worry about finals for the rest of the week, which would be nice, and then I could theoretically be streaming, but, I mean, it is what it is. And then next week, I was planning on taking the week off, because I was expecting Railway to be next week, and I would have to be home, you know, to grind. Bro, can I, like... Is this possible to, like, open this and then use the pen? Control Shift 3. Control Shift 3. Awesome. So I can't use the pen on the taskbar? Oh my god, this sucks. Anyways, I'll just use the mouse. But yeah, I was planning on taking next week off just to stream, because I was assuming Railway was launching. They said mid-month. So I was assuming that's like the 16th and the 23rd. I was planning on taking this week off to, like, stream and do whatever. But because they delayed it, I'm now pushing it, or I'm now not taking this week off anymore, because probably what's going to happen is I'm going to be going to Japan on vacation for a week. My brother really wants to go, so it's going to be like a week-long, like, family vacation, basically, from the 13th to, like, the 19th, 20th. So you won't be hearing from me for the most part. You won't be hearing from me for the most part, probably. It is what it is. You know, maybe you'll get something done in your miserable lives in the time I'm gone. I'm kidding, but yeah. So I'm not gonna be around. I will not be recording anything. That's for damn sure. Maybe I'll make, like, some YouTube posts or something. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna be on vacation, so no streams, no videos for this week. But, you know, beyond that, not much else to say. You'll be hearing from me soon-ish, probably. It depends. But, yeah. yeah, till next time, I suppose. You know, take care. Have a good one.